Hello and welcome back to the cellblock Scorch. It's me, Octo, coming at you with episode 64. The prompt for this episode was given by Cricket, and it is, your new neighbor casually claims that they're a lizard person. You're suspicious, since you didn't see them at the last convocation of the lizard people. This prompt kind of reminds me of, if you're ever on Tumblr, there's like a writer prompt person that does prompts. This feels like one of those to me. We don't usually have so much detail in a prompt, but it was fun. I think it has a lot of interesting possibilities to it. I wrote a Scorch this week called The Beautification Project. And I hope you get a kick out of it, because I think it's fun. So, I was at the weekly coalition last night, and it sounds like we've got some pretty interesting things planned for this city. Carla grinned lazily, showing off surprisingly pointy teeth. You have any thoughts about it? There wasn't much he could say. Kratz was definitely at the bi-weekly Reptilian Society meeting, but he couldn't recall Carla being there. It wasn't like she was forgettable either, what with her slit pupils and slightly forked tongue. And there were never more than 15 people at any meeting at one time, so he should remember her. Carla was new in the neighborhood, so maybe she was just trying to figure out where to find the meetings? Sounded like she was the type to be active in the community, and she definitely looked like a lizard person. Almost too much like a lizard person, to be honest. Kratz was a full 3/4 bearded lizard, and didn't have anything to show for it except an easily concealable ruff of scales around his neck. Luckily, he looked great in turtlenecks and scarves. Carla cleared her throat, looking a little impatient, and turned her head to subtly show off what looked suspiciously like a line of scales going down her spine. Kratz, the meeting? Of course, she was being pretty sketchy about it. What did they think was going on here? They were just figuring out what kind of trees to put in the park. Maybe the coalition in whatever city she came from was more proactive in the whole enslaving humanity thing? It was possible. Of course, she could be a spy. That had happened before. Kratz wasn't really a man of many words, or particularly gifted in subterfuge. So he just shrugged. It's sort of complicated. We'll be going over it in more detail next week. If you want, we can sit together and I'll bring you up to speed there. Carla grinned, nearly incandescent with glee, and thanked him. They arranged their schedules. He subtly slipped her the address like she had already known where it was, and then went their separate ways. He mentally washed his hands of the issue as soon as she was out of sight. If she was actually a lizard person, cool. She seemed pretty gung-ho and fun to be around. If she was just faking, well, Kratz was always hungry.
Hello, Cricket here for my judge comments on week 64. I got pieces this week from Grishmak, Octo, and Lost. Last week when I gave the prompt, you may have noticed that I seemed unenthusiastic about it. The prompt, it's one that I got from some sort of like writing account prompt giver thing, probably on Twitter or Tumblr. When was this? 2019? Most likely Twitter. Anyway, and I thought it was a funny prompt, but then when I got all the pieces, I realized that I felt like the prompt gave too much, because it gives you like the hook. My neighbor says they're a lizard person. I'm suspicious. But it also gives you the answer. I didn't see them at the meeting, you know? And when I got all my pieces back, I realized it was like disappointing for me to like know what the punchline was for every single piece. There were several prompts like this early on that I gave where looking back on it, I'm like, oh, I gave too much. I think this might be the last one. I hope so. Anyway, all this to say, the pieces I got were really good. I did pick Octo, I think. I mean, it was really interesting. I really liked the little reptilian details and the way Octo described the interaction between these two characters, but then the last line, like, took me out. Genuinely a very good, fun piece. If only I hadn't known the whole time how it was gonna end. That Kratz was a real lizard person and the other person is maybe an imposter. But yeah, I did enjoy the pieces I got this week. And Octo, as always, just does real good fun, you know, kind of creepy sci-fi, but also excellent comedy. And so I will pass you back over to Octo.
There you go, me continuing with my inability to leave a story on a not disturbing note. Kratz eats people. The lizard people in this society definitely trying to enslave humanity on a whole. But not like Kratz's people. They just want to beautify the local, park. What's wrong with that? It's not illegal. I don't know what else is happening here. Sometimes you just cook up a weird little world where there are lizard people that the government sometimes infiltrates because they might be conducting vaguely evil schemes, and sometimes they just want to plant trees. I don't know. Kratz is fun. Maybe one day I will do something more with him than make him the weird lizard enforcer of the local Beautification Project for lizard people. We'll see about that. This is not part of anything bigger, so unfortunately I don't have any more wisdom to share with you. But I can tell you what I prompted for the week after this one. And it was, only the most unfortunate people have their shoes stolen. And lost one. With a delightful little story. About, I believe, one of the characters that she already wrote before. But yeah, look forward to that, because it's a great time. This prompt just came from the fact that I'm trying to remember. I believe this happened because I agreed to this prompt at a time that some of my family had really gotten into watching Supernatural. And there's this one scene, episode actually, where the Winchesters get cursed with bad luck or something. I can't really remember it, but Sam loses his shoe in the gutter. And it's just the saddest thing I ever saw. It's like, you know what? You know you're having a really bad day if your shoe gets stolen. Come on, man, who steals people's shoes? Don't do them like that. Everyone needs shoes. There's a lot of things you can steal without making someone's day, truly ridiculously awful. Shoes, not one of them. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. Hope you had a good time. Keep that fire burning.
The Cellblock Scorch is a production of Stellacore, an independent group of nerds sharing their obsessions with the world. Links to all our projects, including Instagram, Tumblr, YouTube, Patreon, and Ko-Fi, can be found on our Linktree, posted in each episode description. Follow us on Tumblr or Instagram to see the prompt of the day before the episode drops, and a quote from each Scorch the day after. If you would like to support our creative endeavors, you can give a one-time tip to the Ko-Fi of the writer of your favorite Scorches, or check out our Patreon. There, you can access the Scorches and episode transcripts for free, or sign up for Spark level support for $5 a month to gain access to our embers as well.